Back in the 50s, when the Aldine school system first began to grow, we needed to attract new teachers, and so among other things we organized the Aldine Teachers Credit Union in order to provide a sound financial institution for the benefit of the teachers. In the total school district, there was not a single financial institution of any kind, not a bank, not a savings and loan, nothing. So the credit union filled a real need for the employees of the district. Some of the other faculty members who had initiated the thing came to me and asked me if I'd serve on the board of the credit union. At the first credit union, at the first meeting of the board, I got elected president. I think it's important to note that in the beginning, the Aldine Teachers Credit Union really operated out of the briefcase of one of the math teachers at the high school.
When I did start as a board member, we met in a back room that was smaller than this, and it was just a tiny place. You know, the original building was I believe the students of Aldine built that, and it's just grown ever since. We've gone from that little tiny building to what we are today, which is really amazing, and added little bit by little bit by little bit.
As many credit union stories go, they start in shoe boxes or briefcases, and knowing back then that we're going to start something to serve teachers, and now where we are today, you've seen so much. What was the vision back in 1952?
Well, nobody in 1952 could envision what's happened to the credit union over the last 60 years. Nobody would have believed it if you had said it.
One of the biggest changes is the name change, because without that, I don't think we would have grown.
The name change was an interesting process. When I first got here, the board had shared with me that they had voted to change the name. They did not have in place a process to do that, so they expected that of me. And they said they wanted a branch. They wanted us to expand because we only had one location at the time. So ultimately, that first year, we hired an outside firm to help us go through this process that we consider to be so critical to our members, and change a name that was appealing to multiple school districts, multiple folks in the community, because we were Aldine teachers. And we still are Aldine Teachers Credit Union. We're still a teachers credit union. But now we have an appeal that has opened the door to so many folks out in the community. We've gone from less than 13,000 members to over 21,000 folks. 21,000 families out there that use our services over and over and over again. And that continues to grow. I think the future's bright. The name change itself went incredibly smooth. And I might have had 6 members that I spoke to that expressed any concern about the name change. I spoke to those folks. They understood the rationale behind it. Mr. Thorne supported it, first credit union CEO and founder of the credit. Can't get better endorsement than that.
Without that name change, I don't think there would have been any branches. I don't think we would have grown.
We did some things to not only just change our name, but do something with it. Something our members could see real value in. So we put that together, and we've continued ever since. That first year, we opened 2 branches, new phone system, the credit card. We had innumerable internal control changes just to add quality to what we were doing. And I think our members responded well, very well.
The thing that was going to make us an organization that could serve its membership better was to grow that membership and to grow our capacity to offer services. And so we began looking for things that would help us be a bigger credit union and thus able to provide more and better services. And the main way that you can grow quickly is through a merger.
I was with Associates Mutual Credit Union, which was a retailers-based credit union, and over probably the last decade, there's a lot of consolidation in the industry, and we had lots of members and lots of companies that were in the organization, and so we had a hard time growing the credit union. And we were out looking for a merger partner, and through the process we came across InvesTex Credit Union, and when we interviewed the staff at InvesTex, they were providing the services, more service than what we were providing at the time, and in the environment that we wanted, with the customer service and the way they were really related well to their members, and so we chose them and decided to merge with them.
It was not an overnight event. We looked a long time, and when we found Associates Mutual available for a merger, it took over a year to work through the entire process of making the arrangements and then finalizing all of the data that had to be merged, and the employees, the work staff, had to be brought into the InvesTex culture, if you will.
As we went through the transition, it was very smooth, to the point where for our members it was seamless. One day we switched the records got switched over, and our members didn't even know there was a changeover from one credit union to the next. One thing they did know, that once we got into the InvesTex Credit Union system, that was a lot more services for them, and that the degree of service they received whether on the phone or in the lobbies was much better than what they had in the past.
Several years ago, our board of directors asked us to become entrenched in our community. So that's what we did. We became entrenched into our community and formed what we call our Adopt a School program. And we have several schools in our surrounding school districts that we visit periodically throughout the school year, and we provide incentives for their teachers and their students. It's a good way for us to give back to our community, and it's been a very good program, and I think we've benefited a lot with the credit union introducing this program, and we appreciate our board allowing us to do this for our community.
We work on building relationships, not just with members, but with the services and the products they use from us. And quite honestly, trust. Trust. It all comes back to trust. If our members don't trust us, they won't use us. So that's just something, it's non-negotiable. Character, integrity, and trust is everything about InvesTex. And it's everything about our industry, which is fantastic.
We're going to continue investing in Texas by investing in you.
Where are we going in the future? We're going to continue to expand. We're going to grow our credit union. We're going to grow our membership. We're going to grow our services. We're now $102.5 million. 102.5. We were less than 58 8 years ago. 8 years from now, we'll be 200 million. We'll probably be 9 branches. We'll probably be 80 employees instead of 54. Now understand, that's roughly 26 more families that will have jobs with us in our community. That much more resource going out into the community with members. Our membership's 21,500 now. It'll probably be around 28, 29,000 when we hit 200 million. And that'll be 8 years, and that's just natural growth. That's not merger growth. That's just members voting with their feet, with their hearts. And you know, we hear it over and over. Members love their credit unions, and our members love InvesTex.
As long as the credit union continues to serve the needs of its members, the sky is the limit.